Hey, boys and girls. Today we are working on 11.5 in Big Ideas. Um, we are measuring objects using customary length units. So let's look at our Explore and Grow.
Which real-life objects are longer than an inch ruler?
All right, an inch ruler is like the ruler that I sent home with you. So if we look at all of these, if a real truck would be longer than an inch ruler. A watch would probably be about the same size as an inch ruler. A cracker would be shorter. A real bear would be longer than an inch ruler. A real helicopter would be longer than an inch ruler. And a dollar bill would be less than an inch ruler.
Select the real-life objects that are longer than an inch ruler.
So we said the truck, the bear, and the helicopter.
How do you think you could measure the items that are longer than an inch ruler?
So remember we've talked about how 3 feet, a ruler is 1 foot, so it's 12 inches. Well, 3 feet equal a yard. A yardstick is like 3 rulers put together. So we could use something like a yardstick to measure these things that are longer. And there's also other things that we can use that we're going to look at. All right, so now we're going to look at our Think and Grow.
This is an inch ruler. Use an inch ruler to measure shorter lengths. There are 12 inches in 1 foot. This is a yardstick. Use a yardstick to measure greater lengths. There are 36 inches or 3 feet in 1 yard. This is a measuring tape. Use a measuring tape to measure lengths that are not straight or flat.
All right, so remember the smaller things we're going to use a ruler for. The longer things we're going to use a yardstick for. And a measuring tape, we would measure things that are not straight or flat because we can bend this. A yardstick would be stiff like a ruler. A measuring tape is you can bend and move around. Let's look at a couple examples before I practice. Find the object shown in your classroom. Choose an inch ruler, a yardstick, or a measuring tape to measure the object and then measure. Okay, we do not have a yardstick or a measuring tape at home. So we're going to first decide which one we would use. A math book, we could use an inch ruler. It's not very long. So we're not measuring it, but we can estimate by the choices that they give us. Our choices are 12 inches, 12 yards, or 12 feet. All right, 12 feet would be 12 rulers stacked on top of each other. 12 yards would be 12 yardsticks stacked on top of each other. So those would both be much longer than a math book. So it would have to be 12 inches. Let's look at our next example. All right, the desk will be used an inch ruler, a yardstick, or a measuring tape. So it is straight and flat. We could measure it with either an inch ruler or a yardstick. It is a little bit longer than an inch ruler, so it would probably work better to measure this one with a yardstick. All right, so we have 2 inches, 2 yards, or 2 feet. 2 inches would be teeny tiny. 2 yards would be fairly long. So I would say it's about 2 feet. Oh, Miss Dennis got that one wrong. So let's try 2 yards. So it would be about the length of 2 yardsticks. So 2 feet would actually be 2 rulers. So 2 yardsticks would make more sense. All right, Find the object shown in your classroom. Choose an inch ruler or a yardstick or measuring tape to measure the object and then measure. So we're going to figure out which one we're going to use, an inch ruler, a yardstick, or a measuring tape. This one we would have to use a measuring tape because we are going around the circle. We could not do that with a ruler or a yardstick. All right, so let's see if we can get this one. See if Miss Dennis can get this one right this time. 9 inches, 9 yards, or 9 feet. Well, it definitely wouldn't be 9 yards. That would be very long. 9 feet would be very long because most of us are somewhere between 4 and 5 feet tall. So that would be even taller. Though going around would be even bigger than us. So this one would have to be 9 inches. Yay, we got this one. Okay, now I want you to work on your practice. Do the best you can with it. This does not count as a grade. So if you mess up like Miss Dennis did and get something wrong, sometimes looking at a picture and guessing a measurement is not easy. Just make sure that you are checking yourself on what correctly if you're using the ruler, the yardstick, or the measuring tape correctly. That is what I'm most concerned about right now. Getting the measurement correctly, as long as it's not off by too much, is not that big of a deal. Let me know if you guys have any questions.